Hi guys, Radhika here again. So this video is about what children think about um, parents when one of the parent is a narcissist or on the spectrum towards the deep end of the spectrum, and when the other parent is a non-narcissist and not a codependent. So what will such children, how will they process being with such parents, and if you are the non-narcissist parent, how, in what kind of a position will that put you when your children have grown up? So these are some of the things I have seen around me and with me. So I mean, even growing up, as I said, we all fall on the narcissistic spectrum. So it depends where we are on the spectrum. And as a partner, some will be ahead more on the narcissistic side, some will be less on the narcissistic side, or they can be at the same place, both of them. So it kind of depends where they fall on the spectrum. And so this advice is not, or my observations will not apply to everyone, but I think if you think these are similar to what you feel, you can comment below the video. But these are some of the things that I have seen. Okay, so one, children are very intelligent. They are very, very, very intelligent. They are very intuitive. They are very much in touch with the source. So, with their feelings, with emotions, with vibrations, with auras. So, they actually are so intuitive. They can walk into a room and they can kind of know what is happening. And a lot of children will feel like these are things that they are making up. They also see a lot of things in imagination, in their third eye, and they might feel this is imagination, but it might actually be it might be another realm that they are catching up into. So basically, children, even though we think that we have to teach them something, actually they might not know so much about this world, about the earthly realm, because they have just been born and they are growing up. But they have so many things that we have kind of lost while growing up. And that's why intuition, feelings, they have that, they don't even have to work towards it, they just have it. So yeah, so basically, children already have that with them, and so what will happen is they will kind of observe everything that goes around them. They will observe the narcissistic parent, they will observe the non-narcissistic parent. They will go off to school. They will see they have some narcissistic teachers. They have some kind, benevolent teachers. They will see friends. They will see there are some bullies. There are some nice people who want to save others from bullies. So it's kind of a stage where they're just looking all around and observing things, and they will make that decision where they want to go. So they might make the decision to go with ego, and they might go on the ego route, or they might make the decision of going with intuition, of with feelings, with love. So they might go with the route of always being a peacemaker, or always keeping the peace. Even if they are made into a scapegoat, they forgive the narcissist of the family, because they have a love bond with the narcissist. They are their parent, so they can forgive the parent. They can do that easily. So, yeah, so basically, you will see your child go through all of these things of the spectrum of everything. If you yourself are aware of what is going to happen, and you keep yourself distanced from it. Okay, and so it's your child's life, and they have to experience things for themselves. Even though you might feel super protective about them, and you might want them to always have a wonderful life, you will need to realize at some point that your child will have to go through the bad as well, because only after going through the bad do you have the entire spectrum of experiences. If you always keep your child shielded from the bad things in life, you are in a way blocking something that they need to learn, because we learn even from the bad things in life. So as a parent, you have to be there as a safety net for your child. You have to have your child's back at all times, but you are a safety net. Basically, you are not going to be like a life jacket for them, because you cannot be a life jacket for anyone, because you are not all powerful right now, although you are in a way. But you can't like stop things from happening that are going to happen. But what you have to do is you always have to be there for your child. And yeah, I think that's what being a parent is about. So the child will go through cycles of choosing one parent over the other, or a child might have like, the narcissist might have like brainwashed your child, or even that child might have a real love bond with the narcissist even without them brainwashing them. And sometimes children have a lot of empathy. So, covert narcissists might make themselves look as victims, and out of empathy, the child might really side with the narcissistic parent. So, it'll be okay for you, because as a parent, as the non-narcissist parent, you will see your child. So, even when your child sides with the covert narcissistic parent, you will see that the child is siding with them out of empathy and out of love. And that does not mean that they do not love you. It just means that they are so empathetic, and this person is fooling them or making them believe that they are the victim, and your child is falling prey to that. So they are getting conned. And sadly, as much as you would try to tell your child that don't fall into this trap, it's sad, but they have to go through this process by themselves. You can try to, basically what you can do is you can support your child. You can always show them the right way to do things by doing them yourself. But if you always try to prove how wrong the narcissistic parent is, that would be wrong parenting. Because the child, look at it from the child's point of view. He has two parents, he or she. So the child loves both of you equally. Now, the narcissist parent might be doing this, they might be brainwashing the child to like them better, but will you do it? Are you a narcissist? You won't brainwash them, but you will overtly tell them that so and so the person is doing is not good. So, basically, what the child will feel is you are turning them against the narcissist parent. On the other hand, what you can do is, if the narcissistic parent does like a pattern that you do not like, or that you don't want the child to learn, you should show the child that this behavior pattern is not good. So you can actually not attack the narcissist, but you can not attack, but you can explain to the child the behavior that the narcissist is doing, which is unhealthy, which is non productive for human beings, which is not a good thing to do. It's non organic. So you can tell them those behaviors. Okay. Also, you will need to be okay with the child loving the narcissist parent. As I told you before, all children love their parents. It's only natural. And you will also need to forgive the child, because a lot of times the child will lash out on you, because they know that, even if they don't know it really, subtly they know that if they lash out to the narcissistic parent, they will have to pay for it. And they will have to pay for it, maybe not right away, because the narcissist might be a covert narcissist. So the covert narcissist will keep it in their arsenal, and then they will act like a victim and make the child feel bad, because the child, after all, loves the parent. So but you, as the other parent, will not do that. You will not guilt trip your child. You will forgive your child. And the narcissistic parent is never going to forgive the child. They are always going to keep the hurt, so that they can guilt the child again and again into feeling a certain way. So basically these are all so the child might actually pick up on this, because it might happen again and again. They might not know the terms and everything, and they might not even know that this is why they are not lashing out on the non-narcissist parent, but subconsciously they will learn to guard themselves against the narcissistic parent. So they might lash out on you a lot, and they will do it because you are the safer person to lash out on, because you will forgive them, you will love them unconditionally no matter how much they lash out on you. So it is bad, but you will kind of be like a punching bag for the child. But you also need to realize that the child is getting so much of negativity from his environment, his or her environment, via the narcissist. And they are children, so they cannot process all of it, so they will have to let it out. And when they have to let it out, you are going to be the target. So just think of it in this way, that you are an adult, you know how to process it, but your child, who is not an adult, who does not know all of this that well, will give it to you so that you process it. So in the exchange of this anger, your child is giving you the anger. So just think about your child. After giving out the anger, your child will feel a little bit of relief. So if, as a parent, what we want to do is we always want to give our child a good life. So even if they give you that anger, just take it. And you have more knowledge than your child, so just take it and process it, and you will know who is giving you that anger and why they are giving it to you. And you will have to process it. So, and also you are processing it because you have that power. You have the power to make negative into positive, the power of transmutation through love. You have that power. That is why you are the one who's getting so much of negativity from your family or from your children. So yeah, you can think of it in that way. At the same time, I don't think children ever abuse their parents, but if it is abuse level of negativity, then of course you need to save yourself. So you have to know the difference between that. But I'm talking about children or teenagers who simply like vent and shout on their parents. So it's like normal human kind of, like normal human acceptable anger levels. Okay, yeah, so you will have to forgive your child if they disrespect you, if they shout at you. Yeah, so yeah, just have empathy, put yourself in your child's position, knowing that they have grown up in such a chaotic environment around a narcissist, and what must have been their experience, because you married a narcissist. So your experience with a narcissist was as an adult, but they were children when they saw all of this. So that might help you get some empathy for them. um, yeah, so basically the biggest tip I can give someone in this situation, and I have seen narcissists spouses do this. And I have seen when the children grow up, they do see the mask of the narcissist slipping off, because narcissists, they, because the children will recognize the patterns, right? At some point they will feel that something is wrong with my parent, even if they felt it as kids and they ignored it while they were growing up and they sided with the narcissist. There will come a time when maybe they have their own family or they become parents, when they will realize that this is really wrong how my mother or my father acts. It's not a way I would act, or anyone who is a healthy human being should act. So there will come a time when they will actually analyze the behavior of their parents, and a lot of things that they thought in their childhood might get turned on the head, because while growing up they might have been thinking that, oh, my narcissistic parent is a victim, But now, when they suddenly start seeing the world differently, maybe after they have their own child or after they get married and see how their narcissistic parent is treating their spouse, they will suddenly get this realization that my narcissistic parent always is a victim. And why is that? Because they always get their way and they are so controlling. Then how come they are always the victim? So they will start analyzing this, and they will start remembering what happened in their childhood, and they will sometimes get flashbacks of things. When they are ready, the subconscious will start sending them some images or some incidents or some triggers, and they will slowly start realizing what was happening with them when they were children. And they will also have to heal themselves as adults, because they have been through this abuse when they were children. And they will slowly start seeing the light. They will slowly start seeing whose behavior in their amongst their parents is productive, is organic, is positive, and which parents behavior is negative. Now they might still love you both equally, even though interaction wise they might be different to both of you, but in their heart they will always love their parents, even if they are no contact. Even if a child goes no contact with a parent, at the heart of it a child is always going to love the parent. So basically, the best thing you can do is just love your child unconditionally. Try to be the best person that you are. And slowly, with time, everyone realizes the truth. They come to terms with the truth, with their own truth, with their inner self, with what happened to them. They go through the entire healing process. But that's the thing, you cannot control it. You cannot control how someone's life is going to unfold. So what you can do is you can simply love them. You can love them unconditionally. You can love yourself unconditionally. You can try to become the best person that you can become, so that you become the best parent that you can become. And basically, in my experience, I have always seen that children who grow up with a narcissistic parent and a non narcissistic parent, when they grow up or at some point in their life, they do realize what is happening. They do realize one of their parents has a mental challenge which they have faced their whole life, and which has kind of ruined their childhood. And they slowly start seeing that the other parent has made so many sacrifices just to be in the picture and to give them all the love and the support that they could give. And slowly they still love both the parents, but slowly they forgive the narcissistic parent, and they just start leading their own lives with their own families, and they still love both the parents. So if you are in this situation, I hope this gives you some peace and some hope for the future, because this is what I have seen. I'm not saying everything will be as I have observed in my life, but and I don't want to put like a very positive take on things, but this is really what I have seen, that as human beings we do analyze things, and at some point we do come to a realization. And even that realization, we might be angry for some time, but there will come a phase where the anger will fade, and where love will again come on top of anger, and you will just love your parents and forgive all the mistakes that they did. So yeah, this is my video on what children will think of the non-narcissistic parent after growing up. They will realize all the sacrifices you have made, and they will love you with all your heart. But at the same time, they might also love their narcissistic parent, although they might be more angry at the narcissistic parent. But after all, a child will always love their parents. So yep, so if you think this was helpful, please do comment, and please do like, share, and subscribe my videos. And I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.